Hey guys, this is NinjaGaijin, and today I want to just talk about gambling in Japan. Alright, so you may be wondering, well, what kind of forms of gambling do they have here? Well, first and foremost, they have your, standard pachinko. Pachinko is essentially, it's like a lot of these tiny balls that go in this slot machine-like game. You turn this dial, right? You turn this dial, and if it matches, everything sets up, you get jackpot to get more of those tiny balls. Now technically in Japan, gambling is legal. However, how these pachinko parlors get around that is, this is how it works. It's basically two separate companies, right? You have your initial company that has the pachinko parlor itself, the game center, right, you could say. So you're playing it, and then they have these prizes that you can exchange for. The best way for me to explain it would be similar to like Chuck E. Cheese in America. Basically, number of tickets equals a certain prize, or something like Dave and Buster's. So you get a prize, and then what happens is you can exchange that prize for cash between another company that's usually outside, like right outside the pachinko parlor. It's usually a nondescript building or a little hut-looking like place. You go there, you give them the merchandise, they give you cash. Separate company, that way they get around the whole gambling laws, etc. So basically what's happening is it's just simply a transaction. It's like they are buying that stuffed animal or whatever that you get from the main pachinko parlor from you. Pachinko is okay, it's very loud. They also have like automated slot machines inside. Interesting enough, if you wanted to do some part-time work in Japan, they pay more than average. Like usually if you want to work at like a convenience store or a restaurant, something like that, they pay you something like $8.50 an hour, and then it goes up to about $10 an hour after around like 9 or 10 p.m. But pachinko parlors, they usually pay like a flat fee. It's always over 1,000 yen. Sometimes so 1,000 yen is $10, by the way. So it's like $12 is like the average, something like that. But the noise at pachinko parlors is really deafening. I wish I could, do a video for you guys, but what I can do is, in the future, I will go. I did do an arcade version, but I'll probably do another one. They have the same machines that they use at pachinko parlors at the arcade machines, but they're modified to accept these coins, these metal coins instead of balls, and you can't change it into money or anything like that. But the principle, the basic mechanics of the machine is the same. So I'll probably just go over that in a future video. So pachinko, slot machines, that's one form of gambling in Japan. The other form is in the summertime, they have horse racing. They also have boat racing. I haven't actually been able to go to either one of those because they're pretty far from where I live. But I hope one day I can, check it out. Definitely boat racing. That sounds pretty interesting to me. So the other forms, the most popular forms, is you got your scratch offs, right? Your instant scratch offs, and those are kind of cool because they change the variety of them. Like right now, or a little bit before, there was like a lot of One Piece. Right, One Piece is a type of anime or an anime series, so they had a lot of One Piece scratch offs, and so they're very theme based. They change within every week, every month, something like that. They usually have these small, tiny booths where you can buy them outside of malls, you know, standalone places next to grocery stores, etc. I'll probably show a video of one when I actually go to one at some point. But yeah, they're really small places, kind of like small trailers in a way. So you can buy scratch offs, you can buy lottery tickets. They have numbers like 4, 5, 6, and 7, basically 4-digit numbers. They do like a calling, I want to say every day or every other day. If you match X number of numbers, you get X number of prize. Of course, you know, the more numbers, like number 7 or whatever you get, if you match all 7, you get more money, etc. So they have that as well. Then they have what they call these jumbo. They have 4 jumbos, or actually 5 jumbos every year. Basically one every 3 months, 3-4 months, and they are just like big lottery. They're like in America, you're equivalent to Mega Million, or yeah, something like that, Mega Million. You know, like jackpots or something like that. They're nationwide. They're a little bit different here in Japan. What I mean by that is, one, you don't pick the number. For the jumbos, you don't pick the number. The only thing you can pick is whether you want the tickets to be in a consensual, or I think I said that right. No, I probably didn't. Consecutive order. Like for example, you want it to be, basically how it usually works is, there's going to be one number up top, like let's say it's group 69, okay? And then it'll have 6 numbers in a row, like right below the group number. So you have group number, 2 numbers, and then you have 6 separate numbers, right? You can have it in a row, which will mean that it'll be, for example, group 69, and then it'll be like 111115, or 69, 11116, you know, something like that. Consecutive order. I'm butchering that word. But anyways, you can have that, or you can say random. What random does is it'll be a random assortment of group numbers as well as like primary numbers, like the main 6 numbers. Usually, each ticket, it costs you $3. The most average number of tickets most people buy are 10. If you buy 10 tickets, you're guaranteed to at least get a $2 prize. $2 prize meaning you'll get $2 back, because one out of the 10 tickets will at least be a $2 ticket. So some places when you go, they'll ask you whether or not you want it to be straight, or you can say like bara. Bara means basically random, so random order. I've done both sets. Once, man, this is, I really don't like talking about this story because it just brings back horrible memories that I almost won the lottery. But anyways, this happened about 5 years ago. I got a jumbo ticket. I matched the primary group number, and then of the next 6 numbers, I matched 5 of them. The number that I mismatched was the second to last number. If it was the last number, then I had a chance of winning 500K. If I got it perfect, then I would have got, I think it was like $2 million or $2.5 million. So I almost got it. As close as I ever got, and probably as close as I ever will get, but you know, what can you do? So they announced the winning numbers for the lottery tickets online. What I recommend is you can check it out. They have the address on the back of the ticket, or you just simply take your tickets back to the place you got them, or any really like ticket counter, like lottery ticket hut, and they will check the lottery ticket. They'll scan the barcode and they'll let you know if you won. If you happen to win more than, I want to say it's like $400, then you have to go to like the main ticket booth thing, which is in Osaka or wherever you live. Like, it's in a bigger city if you live in a smaller city like myself, and then they'll do like a direct deposit into your bank account. So that's probably the big difference for the lottery tickets in Japan. You can't pick your own number for the big jumbo, they like to call it. But you can pick your number for like the quick number picks, etc. Another thing to note is that you can play the lottery tickets here, even if you're not like a resident. So something just keep in mind. You don't have to be a resident or anything like that. There's no tax on it, which is awesome. So the amount of money that they say you're gonna win is actually the amount they're going to give you. They don't announce your name, where you live, or anything like that, like personal information like they do in America, which is great. So you win, no one will find out unless you tell them, or if your lifestyle drastically changes. So just to recap, they have boat races, they have horse races, we have pachinko parlors, we have scratch-offs, we have big lottery tickets. Oh, and for the jumbo, their biggest jumbo is the end of the year. So if you decide you want to play one of them while you're living here in Japan, and you're here in like November, early December, you can play with you can buy the biggest lottery ticket, or the biggest jumbo that they have in Japan. It's pretty fun, so go for that one, I guess. Other forms of gambling, well, I mean, that's pretty much all there is that I know of. Obviously, long ago, before in Japan, a lot of people bet money on like mahjong or stuff like that, but nowadays it's not really that big. I could be wrong, but it's not legal, at least. I'm just talking about the legal ways of gambling here. There have been talks about bringing casino to Japan. There's support for it, but then there's, not so much support for it. A lot of people here believe that they're worried that if casinos come to Japan, that people will become addicted to gambling. A lot of people here have never really been to a real casino, so their only images of casinos are what they see in the movies, and it's usually like gangster movies, mafia movies, lots of shooting, like criminals. So they have a very bad image of casinos. But to be honest with you, pachinko parlors are really the same thing. It's like just they have slots, or like an arcade version of gambling. Like it's pretty much the same thing. So plus it would be great revenue for Japan to begin with. Right now, if you were living in Japan, the closest real casino would be in South Korea, and they have a very, very big casino, like right outside the airport. So, if Japan was to have their own casino, people wouldn't have to leave to go. But, excuse me. We'll find out going forward to see whether or not they bring it or not. But I think that's I'm gonna wrap up this video. So if you have any questions about gambling in Japan, or really anything about Japan in general, feel free to comment down below, and I'll respond as soon as I can. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Bye.